Addition and subtraction are opposite operations, opposite things that we can do with numbers. Everybody knows this. If I have a number 3 and I add the number 5, I will get 8. If I have 8 and I then subtract the number 5, I go back to 3. Plus and minus are opposites. Sometimes we call them inverse operations. They are opposites. Multiplication is just repeated addition. In the video we looked at with the fractions of half of 7, we saw that if we wanted to do 7 times a half, we could say that it was the same as a half plus 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 a half, 7 times. So it's the same thing as adding 7 times. Multiplication is much quicker and much easier to write down, so it's really useful to have it. But what's the opposite of multiplication then? Well, we know what the opposite's called. It's called division. Does that mean that division is the same thing as repeated subtraction? And the answer is yes. If I want to divide, say, 12 by 3, I can say that that's like 12 minus 3, which equals 9, minus 3, which equals 6, minus 3, which equals 3, minus 3, which equals 0. And how many times did I subtract 3? 1, 2, 3, 4, which took me all the way down from 12 to 0. We say 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4, and because we get 0 at the end, because it divides exactly, we say that 12 is divisible by 3. Divisible by 3, which means exactly divisible by 3. In this picture, I've drawn 12 identical boxes in one straight line. So they make a pattern which is 12 long and 1 wide. But because 12 is divisible by various numbers, we can rearrange this pattern. For example, we can take these numbers and we can create another pattern, and we can rearrange them, for example, like this. So now we've got still 12, but this time it's 6 times 2, which shows that 12 is divisible by 6 and by 2. 12 divided by 6 equals 2, and 12 divided by 2 equals 6. We can do it again. If we take these 12 squares and duplicate them, we can rearrange them into a block of 3 by 4. There are still 12, but this time 3 by 4, which shows us that 12 is divisible by 3 to give 4, and 12 is divisible by 4 to give 3. So if we take our 12 original squares, we can also take away 3 at a time, like this. And we're left with nothing, and therefore that shows that 12 is divisible by 3. But what happens if we try to divide and we don't find ourselves left with nothing? Here, for example, I've got 11 boxes, 11 squares. What happens if I try to divide these by 3? Well, we can probably see what will happen. We've said that division is like repeated subtraction, so we can take 3 away. Ooh, that's rather pretty, I didn't expect it to do that. Then we can take another 3 away, and then we can take another 3 away. So now we've got, what have we got? Well, we've got 3 lots of 3, which is obviously 9. But we've also got, which we didn't have when we did this before, we've got 2 left, or remaining. So this is what we call a remainder of 2. But we're still supposed to be dividing these by 3. So what is 2 divided by 3? Well, we know what we're doing now. We can write the divide sign. We can put the 2 on the top, and we can put the 3 on the bottom. It's 2 over 3. So what have we got altogether? Well, we've got 3 lots of 3 and a remainder of 2/3. So 11 divided by 3 is 3 and 2/3. And we can check that because we can do our trick with the ones. We can say this is like 3 over 1 plus 2 over 3, which is the same as 3 over 1 times, well, what number are we going to use? We're going to use this number times 3 over 3 plus 2 over 3, and that is going to be 3 times 3 plus 2 over 3, which is 11 over 3. So we've seen something else about fractions, which is that they are the remainder sometimes when we do a division that doesn't divide exactly. because when we take away the thing we're dividing by, in this case 3, as many times as we can, 3 times in this case, when we're taking it away from 11, then we get 2 left over, and so we get 3 2/3 as the answer, which is the same as 11 divided by 3.